Hi everybody, it's Mika, and I know it's been a while since I've done any type of video or any type of live stream, and part of that is because I wanted to wait for the Mercury Retrograde to pass, and thank goodness it passed. And for those of you that don't know what Mercury Retrograde is, it's basically when, well, any of the planets slow down, and from Earth, it appears as if they're going backwards. And Mercury rules communications. So whenever it goes retrograde, we have, miscommunications, lost emails, lost keys, scheduling conflicts, and you name it. So that's basically the short version of what Mercury retrograde is. And electrical things don't work properly either. So I try to avoid initiating or starting anything brand new during Mercury retrograde. What it is good for is going back to old stuff. So if there's like a writing project or any type of project that I've started and kind of just left behind and, just didn't really pay any mind to it or just needed to set it aside for a time, Mercury retrograde is a good time to go back and revisit it. But enough about the astrology. If you guys want me to do astrology videos, I totally will, because that's my passion. I've been studying it since I was a child, so let me know in the comments or message me. All right, so this video is going to be very brief, but I'm not sure how many of you know that, yes, I am a freelance writer. I'm an author. I have 2 published books, which is fantastic. But I'm also a certified social worker. What exactly does that mean? It means that I got a secondary bachelor's degree in social work, and I am certified through the state that I live in, which is New Jersey. And, it's really nice to have, because not every position that I've had required the certification, but I do see a lot of jobs that do ask for it. So it's always good to have it than not. But I wanted to do this video because, being a social worker, I know when I was in school for it and when I was brand new, I wanted to know as much about it as I possibly could. I did so much Googling, I asked so many questions, and I'm sure if you found your way to this video, you're probably in the same boat. So I am just going to basically tell you 5 skills that I've noticed and that I possess that are really good to have for being a social worker as well as a writer. They totally overlap and they're transferable skills. And don't pay any mind to Mr. Calvin, as I like to call him, sitting behind me. That's one of their new perches, kitty condos, whatever you want to call it, and he loves that thing. So, he likes being in the videos too. But anyway, number 1, good writing skills. I know that should be a no-brainer, but when you're a social worker, you write a lot of notes, and the context of the notes and the length and the detail that is required, it will vary from position to position. When I was working in Child Protective Services for the state of New Jersey, I was writing the equivalent of like small ebooks. I am not lying. I needed to put as much detail as possible because, as you all know in social work, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. And whereas when I, left there and started working for school-based youth services programs or teen centers, we had to be careful, like the type of details that we put in there. You want it to kind of be brief but concise. So I learned to trim the fat, so to speak, for that position. But like I said, it's going to depend on where you work. So having good writing skills is important. You don't have to be writer, standard or whatever, but just try to at least write, knowledgeable and legible sentences and paragraphs. If you can string together the words and, just make sure that people know what happened, then you're fine. Number 2, organization skills. My gosh, being organized is so helpful when you're a social worker, and especially if you're in a very high stress, high case or high client count position, you're going to want to be as organized as possible because, You know, you just never know when you're going to need something. So trying to, you know, make sure that your paperwork, that your pens, pencils, laptop, whatever the case may be, your files, all of that is put together for when you need it. It will help you out. Trust me, it definitely will. Number 3, be flexible. Flexibility is so important in social work. I feel like flexibility is important throughout life, period, but it's especially important in social work because you just get thrown so much within one day. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, yeah, you might be facilitating groups one day. You might have, you know, your home visits or your office appointments all scheduled, but the stuff that happens in between, you just never know what's going to happen. It's a mixed bag. It really is. So being flexible and learning how to go with the flow is a very important skill, definitely. Number 4, communication skills. Yes, we're taught at a very young age, well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us are taught at a very young age to use our words, and being able to communicate any issues that you're having, you know, at your job site, with any particular client, whatever the case may be, it's very essential to the job. If you don't have communication skills, then I really think you will suffer in the field of social work. You know, and when I was growing up, I was very shy. I still am very shy, even though a lot of people who have worked with me and my close friends and family see a different side of me. It takes me time to open up to people. I'm very much an introvert, and I'm also an empath, so I pick up on other people's energy very easily, and I'm very intuitive as well. So being able to communicate, you know, any issues is very important in the social work field. And sometimes it can feel very uncomfortable depending on the situation. But in the long run, speaking your truth is the best thing, because if you hold it inside, it can manifest in very unhealthy ways, and it can start to impact your health as well. And social work is already stressful as hell, so you don't need any other unnecessary stress, you know, tugging at your heartstrings or keeping you up at night. Number 5, time management. Oh my gosh. Time management is just, it's something that I wish I could have just, you know, made into an elixir or a spray. Something that I could have just sprayed whenever I needed it, because, you know, I would get in my mind, okay, this is what my day is going to look like, and then an emergency would pop off, you know, a walk-in client at the teen center, or an emergency at my client's house, you know, and being able to get everything done, it doesn't always happen in social work, but getting done the tasks that have to be completed that day, that is where your time management skills come into play. Absolutely. So, you know, you don't want to struggle with it. And again, it takes time. Every position that I've had, there's like a learning curve. You know, it's going to take you some time to like get in touch with the flow and the rhythm of what your day and your week and your month is going to look like. So, you know, don't feel stressed out if the time management thing doesn't come like automatically. But I tell you what, the organization skills that you should develop over time, that doesn't always come naturally to people, but you should develop it. That will definitely help you out as far as time management goes. So I hope these tips were helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm just trying to find my way with this channel and, you know, see what it is that you guys like. So if you have any suggestions or any other questions or tips for further videos, I would love to hear them, honestly. So please leave your comments below. Feel free to message me on here. And until my next video, bye.